How did I get into this? Hello, I am Founders Fire, and I am going to do a short Let's Play of CoolMiniOrNot's board game, Massive Darknet, which I got from their Kickstarter. I've done 2 unboxings, and 1 mini unboxing and a sort of first play, which was kind of a mess. So I was hoping to do a bit better this time. So I have set up my board. I have the gameplay going on over here with our 2 heroes. We have a few rooms and we have an exit. We'll see if we can get there or not in time. I also have set up a little area here for my dice where I can also show off the cards that I draw so that you can read them properly. So today we are playing Bjorn, the Shadow Barbarian. He is his recommended class. Bjorn is fitted with leather armor as befalls him and has his starting equipment axe, 2-handed axe. He needs that. He's also player 1. He takes a lot of damage, so along for the ride he has brought Victoria, who is a really good healer, and she is fitted today with a spear, and we'll talk about why that's a good choice for her a bit later. I also have 2 lives on the Lifebringer. Bjorn has gotten his additional wound because of his free class skill. Now, we're going to start off the game and see how it goes. So, Bjorn is player 1. So he's going to start off. Now, he has 3 action points. He's going to convert his first action point into 2 movement points, which he's going to use to go 1 and 2 to step up to this door. His second is also going to be converted into a movement point. So he's going to open this door. That's 1 movement point, and that means we have to spawn a door card. Now, the door card will reveal what's inside this room. And inside is 3 treasures and a guard in the first room. Sorry, I haven't painted these tokens. No enemies and another 2 in here. That's good. Okay, so what is the enemy that we're going to draw? It's going to be Reptosaurium, Blowgunners, and as you can tell here, it's 1 per hero. So that's 1, and there's 2 because we have 2 heroes, and of course they have a boss with them. Now, the boss is fitted with a piece of gear, which is level 1, because the heroes are level 1. So that piece of gear today is a spiked shield. Not too happy about that, because that will mean that if they roll well on their defense, then the heroes are going to take damage, which is a bit of a shame. Now, Bjorn has only used 1 of his 2 movement points for this action point, so he has a second movement point, which he's going to use to get inside this room. And then he's going to start swinging. He has an action point that he can use, and he is gonna. So he's using his axe. Now, the axe has 1 red action die, which is decent. The Blowgunners have 1 in defense and another 1 because of the spiked shield. So we're going to roll this and see what happens. And that's 1, 2, and a bam, which does nothing, against 1 and 2. So he's not going to score any wounds, but they didn't score any bams for their defense. That's a bam, by the way, if you don't know. That's the diamond. Those are 2 modification symbols that you can get for your dice rolls. So he doesn't actually manage to get any hits in. So he's going to use his special skill, which is headbutt. So he's going to roll a yellow die and just headbutt a few lizards in the face. And he does so. So he's going to kill this guy. He's dead now, which means Bjorn gets 1 experience point, which is awesome. Now he's going to use his signature move that doesn't require an action point. So he's going to use his signature move, which costs 1 XP and he then kills another minion. So he's killed that, which gives him back the XP that he spent. So he's still at 1. Now, if he'd swung better, he would have scored. He would have scored better and probably not had to use the experience point, and would have probably been a 2 or 3. Now, there are still members of this mob left alive. This boss is still alive on the field, so he is going to hit back. Now, he hits back for 1 yellow die, and Bjorn gets to defend himself with a blue die. So we'll see how that goes. So that's awesome. He doesn't actually manage to scratch the barbarian at all. So that's really quite good. And then we go over to Victoria, who is going to use her 3 action points. Now, her first one is going to be converted into 2 movement points to go 1 and 2. Now, she has the spear. Now, the spear allows her to do melee damage on a range of 0 to 1. So she can actually hit stuff inside this room. And she also has a benefit for standing in light rather than in darkness, because she is a warrior priest. So she wants to be in the light. She can also want to step into a light area from a dark corridor, which is why the spear is such a good versatile weapon for a warrior priest. So she's going to roll that, and she rolls 1 yellow for that, and the lizard boss rolls 2 blue, and of course if he scores a bam, then he hurts her for it. And that seems just about even, doesn't it? Now, she has yet 1 more action. She's only spent 2, 1 for movement, and 1 for the first stab, so she's going to try that again. Hopefully she can get this to work. That's okay. She gets to re-roll that because it's a blank. And no, that's not going to work. But there's no bams either. So the lizard gets to hit back with its yellow against her blue. And that's not a lot happens there. So now it's the enemy turn. And the enemy, in this case, being this one Reptosaurian blowgun boss, is going to hit the closest, the hero in range that has the most XP. Now that's Bjorn because he has 1 and Victoria has none. So he's just going to swing away. If he had Slippery as a skill, he could move away and shoot, but he doesn't have Slippery, so he's stuck in here with Bjorn. He can't exit into the corridor either. He's stuck in here with the mad barbarian. So he's going to swing. Oh, that's not too bad at all, actually. So he's going to score 1, 2 hits against Bjorn's 1 defense. And then he also scores a bam. Now, blowgunners have poison weapons. So he's going to poison Bjorn for 1 and inflict 1 wound. Ah, mean bugger. Okay, fair enough. That's what happens when you try to get the Reptosaurian treasures. So, now we're going to draw an event card to see what happens during the event phase. No, we're not. We're going to do experience first. We keep messing those 2 up. Now, none of the heroes have the 5 XP required to actually spend on anything. So now we're going to go to the event and we'll draw an event card like so. And pull the... Ooh! Gods of Fortune's Blessing. 2 normal treasures on over here by this. So technically Victoria can run back and go get some treasures. I don't think she's going to abandon Bjorn, but she could if she wanted to. Now, at the end of the turn, the first player token moves over to Victoria. So she starts the turn, and she is just going to stab away. And she is going to roll... Oh, yeah, it's 2 blues for the Reptosaur. Ah, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Because she scores 1, 2, and a bam, which really does nothing. But the Reptosaurian scores 3 for defense and a bam, and since it has the spiked shield, it actually inflicts a wound on Victoria. She doesn't like a lot. So she's going to try again for her second action. And again, she gets stabbed by the shield. Oh, this is not going well. How did I get into this? Okay, third one. Come on, Victoria. No, that's not enough, is it? So... it's just not going to happen. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, she didn't actually get hit. She has +1 defense since she's in the light, but that doesn't apply to the melee defense for the spiked shield, so she still takes the damage. Okay, I thought that messed it up. So that's her 3 stabs, nothing happens, and the lizard now gets to hit back with its 1 yellow versus her 1 blue. And she gets to re-roll this because she is in the light. Oh, because she's a hero. And she scores 1, and she also has another defense because of her shadow mode skill, which she uses in the light. So she's fine. She's okay. Okay, now Bjorn, sort this out. He's going to swing with his red die. He can't move because he doesn't have slippery, so he's stuck in there. So he's just gonna smack this guy. Maybe he should go for the headbutt first. The headbutt doesn't require an action point. So he's just going to go for that because it bypasses the defense, which is awesome. Okay, come on. And he scores the wound that he needs, kills the boss, he's dead. Bye, guy. That happens sometimes. That means that both of our heroes receive 3 experience points, putting Bjorn at 4 and Victoria at 3. Now, Bjorn hasn't actually spent any of his action points yet, so he has several ones left to it. So he's going to use the first to convert into 2 movement and pick up these 3 treasures. Now, that results in drawing 1, 2, and 3 level 1 treasure cards. And he gets a... Ooh, look at that. Greatsword. So he's going to replace his axe with that, obviously. That's just common sense, even if you're a barbarian. Then he's picking up a plate armor. Barbarian time! He's picking up the plate armor and putting it on right away. It's a really good defensive weapon, defensive for him. And the charm of protection. So now he's feeling kind of cocky. He feels like he can take on the world before breakfast. Uses his second movement point to move in. Uses his second activation to pick up these 2 treasures. Also level 1s. And he picks up a chainmail. Guess who's going to get that? And what else does he get? He gets, the armor of life that actually heals people. That's not a bad thing at all. Maybe he should switch out his plate armor for that. Yes, he will. Okay, so he's going to... No, he'll keep the plate armor because the armor of life is better for Victoria since she already has the +1 defense. She doesn't actually need to stack defense that way. So that was his first movement. His second will be to go outside, and the third one will be to go out here. Now he could open this door. Now since he is last and he doesn't have any points left after this, that would be a mistake. Because Victoria cannot go in and kill anything in that room, and neither can he. So whatever would be in that room would step out into this corridor and eat their faces, which is not what you want to happen to your heroes. So we're now at the end of our turn. We're going to experience, and not a lot is going to happen there because they still haven't accumulated 5 experience points. So they're just going to sit there. Now, we're therefore going to go to the event phase. See what happens. Forward monster patrol. Okay. That means that we spawn a lesser roaming monster. We can see what that is. It's the Iron Golem. Okay. And the Iron Golem appears over here by the level, which is 1. +1 marker. So level +1 means 1 + 1 is 2. So it appears over there. Now the Iron Golem is a fairly fearsome beast. Oh yeah, I got a spiked shield too. Bjorn got the spiked shield. That's fantastic. He can't actually use it right now because he doesn't have... he has a 200 weapon. And the Iron Golem has... It's still a level 1 creature, so it's still... And he gets the javelin. Well, he can't use it, which is a good thing. He doesn't have an innate ranged ability, so the addition of a ranged weapon to him does nothing for him. Whew, we live. Okay, so the first play token moves back over to Bjorn for our third turn. Now, he sees that there's an Iron Golem over there. The Iron Golem isn't very quick. 1, 2, 3. He's going to catch up to them over there, but he's going to go into the room anyway. It's going to be fine. So he's going to spend 1 turn to do a bit of trading. He's going to hand over the spiked shield and the armor of life to Victoria, which makes all kinds of sense. Maybe he shouldn't. Because then she can still equip it. Yeah, she can still equip it. That's good. Because she got it right. No, she can't. Can she? She can only accept it, but she can't equip it. He's going to hang on to it. She's going to have to go get it. So he's going to instead go for 2 movement points. He's going to kick this door open, and we're going to see what is inside. So he kicks the door open with his first point. Going to draw another door card. And we get, guards inside, 2 and 3 treasures. Okay, so that's a bit difference. 2 treasures and 3 treasures on the board. What kind of monsters are we going to get? We draw a level 1 guard card. And we get the Reptosaur Warriors instead. Now they're also ×1, so there's only 2 of them plus a boss, but they take substantially more of a beating. And they also have some sort of poison going on, which means that heroes who start their turn, start their turn in an area where they take 1 wound. Now the boss of them is armed with a, that's not a good thing, is it? Battle axe. So they now hit twice as hard. Luckily, Defender gets +1 counterattack, which doesn't actually help our heroes since they don't get to counterattack. So that was his first movement point. His second movement point will be to move into the space and attack with his now great sword. It's not just any sword, it's a great sword. So he's going to go for that. That's a 1 red, and if he scores a BAM, he gets an additional hit, which is fantastic. So he is going to score for this, and they're going to roll their blue die for defense. Now let's see how he does. So he just inflicts 1 wound straight away on one of those guys. So that's 1 wound on one of the Reptosaur Warriors. He is then going to... he might as well go for the headbutt, shouldn't he? He should go for the headbutt. So he's going to roll a yellow onto this mob. And he gets to re-roll that because he's a hero. And he scores 2 and a BAM. And 2 and a BAM actually is 3 for the headbutt because you total the number of hits and BAMs to one enemy in the same zone. So he's going to kill the wounded guy. He can't target the other one. So he just mashes his head into the lizard and kills him outright. That puts him on 5 XP. He can then use his signature move for 1 XP with just moving this the XP token back and forth here. Kills 1, it goes down to 4, which gives him another XP, which is 5. So he's back on 5. And he has 1 action left. And there's only 1 guy in there. And he's now going to get a great sword through his head. Yes, he is. So Bjorn scores 1 and 2 plus a BAM. Now the BAM for the great sword is an additional hit. See, attack BAM is 1 extra hit, so that counts as 3. He only has 1 in defense, which means he takes 2 wounds and he can only sustain 2. So he dies instantly, rewarding Bjorn with the battle axe. Now Bjorn isn't going to use that at the moment because he has a 2-handed weapon and there's no point in using that for now. And there's no counterattack because everything is dead. So Victoria is gonna move into the space for her first action, and her second for her movement is to pick up these 2 treasures. Let's see what she picks up. Oh yeah, we get 3 XP. I completely forgot. So 3 XP each. That's not a bad thing to have, especially if you're Victoria, because now you're finally over 5. So she gets a plate armor of her own, but she was going to get another armor from Bjorn and a lesser healing potion. That's good to have. You can stash that in your pocket and use it as need arises, say, when that golem appears. So she is going to use her second action point of this turn to trade with Bjorn. So she's going to give him nothing. Because the plate armor she got is identical to his. So she is going to pick up the spiked shield and the armor of life from him. And she might actually do some more trading. I have a devious plan. Because she now has 1 item. If she also gets some useless stuff from Bjorn, say the chainmail armor and his leather armor, these are things that they're not going to use. She can transmute them. Now, transmuting doesn't actually count as an action, so she can just pick up, throw these away, transmute them into a level 2 treasure, which is twice as good as a level 1 treasure. Now, we don't know what she's going to get. So, is that a... Ooh, look at that! A javelin, or spear of impalement that neatly replaces her spear. It's just better. It's objectively better than what she had. So she's good. She's happy with that. And she's then going to use her third action to move in here and pick up these treasures. That's 3 level 1 treasures. Now, they could be devious if they wanted to. Instead of picking those treasures up, they could have run out and tagged this to flip it over. That would have meant that these treasures would have been level 2 instead of level 1. Now, there's an iron golem there, so that's not really in the card. So she picks up 3 level 1 treasures. It's a wand of healing. That's not too bad if they only had, someone who used that. Chainmail, she has no use for that. And a dagger of sure strike. While that is interesting, the spiked shield is just better. So she's going to transmute those as well into another level 2 treasure, and she scores another chainmail armor, and it's actually better than the one she had before. So she'll just going to put that one on and ditch the armor of life, which you just put on, but the chainmail is better. That ends her turn. Then it's the enemy turn, and the iron golem is going to go 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't actually see any heroes, so it's moving towards the start of their dungeon. If it hits the start, then it's going to turn back and start looking. But now all of a sudden it spots Bjorn. The iron golem doesn't have a fixed number of wounds. It has, as you can see, times 4. That means number of heroes times 4. And there are 2 heroes, so it has 8 wounds. So it's kind of a tough cookie to crack, especially since you cannot inflict more than 3 damage on it at any one time. Okay, that's fair enough. I forgot the experience, didn't I? No experiences now. Awesome, I didn't forget experience this time. So, Bjorn is going to go for a skill for 5 XP. He is going to buy charge over here. Charge allows him to, with 1 action, move up to 2 spaces and then attack. That costs him 5 XP. I have laminated these because I didn't feel like using up all the sheets that you got in the game. So I can now reuse them. And Victoria is going to go for Purge. Now, Purge is another 5 XP power, and it allows her to, when she gets attacked, to score an additional wound, not hit. So that bypasses any use of defense, which is fantastic. So, now they're happy, and we get to the event phase. Let's see what kind of event we're going to get today. Rear patrol. Oh no, not behind. Okay, let's see. Spawn a guard card. Place the enemy in the zone with the token of the current level -1. Ignore it, level 1. Whew, we live. So there's nothing behind them. Oh, thank goodness for that. So the first player token moves over to Victoria. She is going to use 1 step to move over there, and then she's going to stab out through the door with her spear of impalement to hit the iron golem. Now that has 1 red die, which is good. The iron golem unfortunately has 2 green for defense, which is a lot. It's a very, very tough cookie. So let's see how that works. This is her second action. We're talking, ooh, that could have been good. That could have been really good. Unfortunately, that defense is way better. So there's no way that her 2 can get through 5 plus BAMs. No, that's just, okay. And she has one more action that she's going to use to do a stab. And again, there's just no way that she's getting through here. 2 green, that's a lot of defense for these guys to get through. Okay, that happens sometimes. And that means that the Iron Golem gets to hit back. It hits back for 2 yellow and 1 red. And Victoria has 2 blue for her chainmail armor and another blue for her shield. She's also in the light, so she gets an additional defense. She also gets to reroll this blue die. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then her additional 1, that's 4. And she gets hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so she takes 1 wound. Ow, that's not good. Okay, Bjorn, get in here. So Bjorn is going to use his first action to do a charge, which means he gets to move and then... Oh wait, he has a lesser healing potion. He's going to use the lesser healing potion first. He's going to throw it on Victoria so that she regains 2 wounds and goes back to 4. We don't want her falling over and dying. That would be sad. Then he's going to use his charge. He's going to charge out and do his attack, and he has a great sword with 1 red against these 2 greens, but he also gets 1 extra hit per BAM, and he also has a headbutt, which he might be using shortly. That's just 1 and no BAM, so that's nothing. Okay, so he's going to use his headbutt. There's no point in not doing it, and he scores 1. Well, that's 1 better than we had before. So 1 wound to the Iron Golem, and then he's going to hit twice more because he has 2 more action points. First one is not impressive. Okay, that's a shame. That could have been nice, but unfortunately. And the third action, come on, Bjorn. Yeah, that's not gonna do much, is it? So that means that the Iron Golem is gonna hit back against his 1 plus 1 because he has plate armor, which gives him an additional defense. He scores 1, 2, and 3 against the 1, 2, and 3, so he takes no damage. He cannot use his signature move against the Golem because it only works on minion, and this is a roaming monster. Now, it's the enemy turn, and the Golem is going to go for whatever is in range, which in this case is Bjorn, and he's going to smack him once more. Now, Bjorn also has a charm of protection, so he can force a reroll on one of these dice, and he's gonna, because he scores 1 defense and just got hit a lot. So he's gonna force a reroll on this red die. That didn't pan out so well for him, so he is going to he has 1 plus an additional 1 in defense because of the plate armor. That's 2, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he takes 2 wounds. 1, 2. Ow. That's a shame. And then we get 2 experience. None of them have 5 experience, so we get to our last event phase. Let's see what happens. Heroes in shadow zones may heal 1. Well, there's no one in a shadow zone, so no one gets to heal today. We are going to leave our heroes here. Will they live? Will they die? Should they stay? Should they go? And I hope that you get to play Massive Darkness. I'm sure that you're going to do better than me. And I will be posting some more plays of Massive Darkness when I get more models painted, I guess, and I get to play more with my friends. I hope that you found this informative, or at least elucidating, and maybe even entertaining. Who knows? Leave a comment. And I hope to see you next time. Don't bother subscribing. I post far too infrequently. But do leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this. I hope you had a good time, and see you next time.